Hello Toy Collector fans, Universal Toy Collector here and Georgie, and welcome to the channel. We are currently sitting in the car, in a car park in Reigate, waiting to go into Reigate Toy Fair. Now I know I'm going to be picking some bits up, but what about you? What are you after?
Oh, just go and find a bit of treasure.
Okay. Okie dokie then, so let's get into the pickups, and before we start I just want to say it's like a sweatbox in here, so I've got the window open, so if you do hear any background noise I do apologise, but like I say, it is roasting in this room at this moment in time, so just want to get a bit of fresh air coming through. Anyhow, enough of that, onto the pickups. So the first pickup of the day were these two Emperor's Royal Guards from the Black Series, 3.75 inch line, and the Power of the Force 2 Ugnaughts. Now, I have a load of Emperor's Royal Guards. The ones that I used for the Emperor's Arrival display, they consisted of the versions from the Black Series, whereas I do also have the TVC versions as well. Basically the same figure, you know, so I'm okay with this. I need these two to help fill out another display that I've got going on as well, so I'm glad I picked these up for a decent price. I got the Ugnaughts from the same guy. He said, buy two, get one free. So I thought, why not? So I got myself a cheeky couple of pair of Ugnaughts. Not the greatest in the world, and all I'm going to use these for is a like a place filler, just to stand in for my modern display of the Kenner 96 figures. I can't believe that TVC haven't done the Ugnaughts yet. Kind of a little bit disappointed. I do know that you can get a pair of Ugnaughts as part of the 30th anniversary wave. I've not come across any of those at the moment. So as this was buy two, get one free, I thought, why not? So like I say, these Ugnaughts are going to sit in the display until I get a better version of those. A better version of those later on down the line. As far as the Black Series 3 3/4 inch Emperor's Royal Guards are concerned, like I say, basically the same figure as TVC. And but I still can't get my head around the fact that they stopped those awesome TVC card backs and put these the figures in the red and black boxes. I mean, who sat there at the meeting and goes, yeah, I've got a great idea. Let's use a red and black box instead of an old vintage Kenner style card back. And then someone goes, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Why not? Unbelievable. The only reason I can think that they did this and went down the route of the Black Series is because the Black Series 6-inch figures at the time were in the red and black boxes. Maybe they wanted it to be uniform across the board and have a Black Series 3 3/4 inch line and a Black Series 6-inch line with the same kind of boxes. I don't know. Anyhow, they're not going to be in the boxes. The boxes are going in the bin. So there's that. So that is the first set of pickups that I managed to pick up at Reigate Toy Fair. Let's see what else I've managed to pick up. Righty ho then. So the next pickup, as you can see, is this Harley Quinn, and this version is from Batman Arkham Asylum, the game, and I've got to say, wow, absolutely loving this. I had no intention of getting this figure. I didn't even see it. I'd been perusing around the toy fair, backwards and forwards to the car and stuff like that, going outside, getting some fresh air because it got really hot and stuffy in the hall. And then I thought I'd have one last look, walked around, looked at a stall, and the guy said, "What's caught your eye?" And I just looked down and I saw Harley Quinn, and I said, "Harley Quinn, how much?" And I got this for an absolute steal. Absolutely stunning. Loving this, and I cannot wait to get it open and displayed. Now, I do have a similar version of this figure from SH Figuarts. It's that kind of red and black costume that she wore at the beginning of Suicide Squad. Now, I was really disappointed with that figure because SH Figuarts, it's a premium line, quite expensive, some of the figures, and she came with no accessories at all, so I was really, really disappointed with that. This figure comes with the baseball bat, extra pair set of hands there, and a pistol, which, again, yeah, brilliant. Really, really liking this. So you've got an awesome image of Harley Quinn at the front there. Oh, this is by NECA, by the way, so yeah, awesome stuff. Again, another superb image at the side, another decent image at the back, and then, again, another image of Harley Quinn there. So yeah, really, really liking this. So the box is a bit tatty, but I don't care about the box. This is coming out the box and going in the display. Now, I've got one more pickup to show you. I did buy something else as well, but that was gifted to Georgie. So Georgie has that, and she's already put that on her Instagram. So I've got one more pickup to show you. Plus, I've got a couple of gifts as well that I want to show you guys. So 2 seconds. So in the intro to this video, I said that I was at Reigate Toy Fair to pick up a couple of bits. This being one of them. The other 2 bits were gifts, which I'll get to in a minute. But this is the G1 Transformer Bumblebee, as you can see. And I picked this up from Tats and Toys. Now, Rob was the gentleman that I picked up my G1 Transformers Jazz from. Absolutely fantastic. Got Bumblebee for a superb price. So when I saw Rob at Sandown a couple of months back, I did say to him, "Do you have a G1 Bumblebee?" And he said, "Yes, I do, but not with me. The next toy fair that I'm going to be going to is Reigate." So I said, "Okay, I'll pop along, bring him along, and I'll pick him up from you there," which I did. And I've got to say, an absolute awesome price. So thank you very much, Rob. Really do appreciate that. But he's in such great condition as well. So the paint apps are superb. There's no markings on him whatsoever. Absolutely superb. Fantastic. Really over the moon with this, actually, because I never had Bumblebee, but he was a great character, and I know Georgie likes Bumblebee. So yeah, superb. When I display him, he will be in robot mode. So yeah, again, Rob, massive thank you. I know that you've got some great Transformers in your on your stall, so who knows, maybe I'll pick up another couple of Transformers in the future. But yeah, so this is my G1 Bumblebee. Again, absolutely over the moon. Now, I did say that I had another couple of bits that I want to show you guys, so let's carry on and see what those bits are. 2 seconds. Righty ho then. So up next we have these two Green Goblin figures from the Spider-Man animated series on the retro style card backs, two mini My Little Ponies, and a 30th anniversary coin there. So I think this is Luke Skywalker. I did have a look with my glasses, but I still couldn't see, so I'm going to need to get a bigger magnifying glass and have a proper look, but I think that's Luke. So these were kindly gifted to me by Gary Moore. I've got to say, Gary, thank you so much. I am really into the animated series Spider-Man figures at this moment in time. So my collection is coming along quite nicely. So Gary messaged me a little while ago saying he bought multiples. I mean, for the love of God, who buys multiples of the same figure? I don't know. Ridiculous. But yeah, so he said, you know, I've bought multiples. So, you know, would you like them? Do you have the figure? And I said, I don't have him. And Gary's kindly sent them over to me. So yeah, absolutely superb. Loving this a lot. And one's going to stay on card. The other one is going to get opened up and put in display. And the two My Little Ponies will go in the ever-growing My Little Pony display. Again, I'm not a brony. And the coin, that will go in my 30th anniversary coin book as well. So yeah, awesome stuff. So again, Gary, a huge thank you. These are absolutely fantastic and very much appreciated. So I do have one more gift left to show you. So let's carry on and see what else someone has kindly gifted me. So the last pickup of the day, or should I say gift of the day, is this superb Cobra Hydrofoil, also known as the Moray. And this was kindly sent over all the way from the Netherlands by Chris Miwa. Now, Chris messaged me to say that I've got something for you, and I've sent it over with VTR Dave, because VTR Dave was in Amsterdam at the Toy Fair with Chris Miwa. And I've got to say, I'm blown away by this. Absolutely incredible. Again, one of my favourite vehicles as a child. Never owned this before. It's not complete, but I'm okay with that. There's some bits and bobs that are broken on it, which, again, I'm not too worried about. As you can see, the this bit at the back here to put the hydrofoils up, that has broken, but I've already ordered another one off of eBay. Couple of these guns, I've got one just inside here. So the bottom of the gun, the peg has snapped off. So what I need to do is get a couple more to replace these two that are broken, and then drill out the little bits in the back there, because that's where they've been snapped off. I've got the main gun, that is coming via eBay. I have the second, so I've got one of these bits here with the depth charges, so I'm missing the second one. So I've pre-ordered that, or ordered that should I say, off of eBay. I do need a couple more depth charges, but I'm in no rush to get those. What else? I've got a new lamp. This one is okay, but it's a little bit wobbly, so but that's fine. And all I need left to do is get myself some glass for the windows for the hydrofoil there, and another engine cover, because this one is damaged. But nonetheless, I've got to say, I am looking forward to getting this thing up and running and in perfect working order. What a fantastic vehicle. It also comes with lamprey as well, so that is superb. His limbs are really tight, and yeah, Chris, I've got to say, I'm blown away by this. And now I've got this, I'm going to spend a little bit of time getting it all repaired and looking as good as it possibly can do. And then I'm going to find somewhere to display this. I need to get my 3 3/4 inch Action Force stroke G.I. Joe figures back out on display. I've got the platform, the battle platform. I've got the whale. I've got a couple of Sky Strikers. I've got a whole host of figures. Dreadnoks, water moccasin, a ferret. This stuff is just too good not to be on display. So I will be changing the display up again at some point. As soon as this is up and ready, then I'll be getting it out on display. But I gotta say, Chris, I'm really blown away by this. It is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah, wow. An absolute stunning piece, and a piece that I wasn't expecting to have in the collection. But here it is, loving it. And again, Chris, all I can say is a massive thank you. Right, so what I'm going to do now is get everything out in front of us and give my final thoughts, and then see the video out. So as always, 2 seconds. Okie dokie then, so here is the Reigate Toy Fair haul in its entirety, and I've got to say I am over the moon and beaming with what I'm seeing in front of me. Wow, absolute wow. Now I know I went to Reigate Toy Fair with the intention of picking up Bumblebee and the two gifts from Gary Moore and Chris Miwa, but other than that I hadn't planned on getting anything else, but when a bargain comes your way it's rude to pass it by, so I didn't. I ended up getting these two Black Series Emperor's Royal Guards. Basically the same figures that you get within TVC. These are going to be coming out of the boxes and straight into a display. So yeah, that's going to look pretty cool. And then I picked up this 2-pack of Ugnaughts from the Power of the Force 2 line. Not the best figures in the world, but they are just stand-ins until I do one or two things. I can either pick them up in the 30th anniversary line, which means I need to get 2. One to keep on card, one to open up and display. Or I tell you what, here's the thing. How about Hasbro? You release the Ugnaughts in TVC. How about that? To be honest with you, you should have done it way back when you released the Carbon Freezing Chamber. But there you go. Next up then we had this Harley Quinn figure from the Batman Arkham Asylum game series. And I've got to say, over the moon with that. She looks absolutely stunning. If you didn't know, she's one of my favourite characters within DC along with the Joker. So really happy to add her to the collection. And then the reason, or one of the reasons should I say, went to Reigate Toy Fair was to pick up this little fella here, the G1 Bumblebee. I picked this up from Rob Addison from Tats and Toys, so thank you so much for sourcing that for me, my friend. Absolutely superb. And then we come to the gifts from my good friends Gary Moore and Chris Miwa. I've got to say, gentlemen, wow, absolute wow, mind blown. Yeah, I cannot believe the generosity within this community, and I know people don't like the word community, but that's what I'm going to call it. And yeah, just absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to get Hobgoblin, Green Goblin off the card and in the display, so that'll be in a video coming up next week. And then, like I say, I already have bits coming in from around the UK and Europe to help fix up this Cobra Hydrofoil. An absolute stunning vehicle. And yeah, like I say, Gary and Chris, thank you so much. I am really, really blown away. Now, I just want to say a little thing about the Reigate Toy Fair. It's the second time we've been, and I've got to say, it's a decent toy fair. They've got some great sellers. The two guys that run it absolutely do a fantastic job. And yeah, we had a great day yesterday. It was hot, but you couldn't do nothing about that. But other than that, absolutely awesome. And I know it's really heavy going trying to put these kind of events on. So hats off to you guys. What I shall do is I shall leave the Reigate Toy Fair Facebook and Instagram links in the description below to this video, so you can check out their Facebook page and Instagram page and keep updated with future toy fairs that these guys are putting on. So yeah, absolutely superb. We did meet up with other people as well. We met up with Nicky from Retro Bunga. I got quite emotional, as I always do when I see him. We met the guys from Southend-on-Sea Toy Collective. We had Dave Nelson. Dave, oh my life, I'm so sorry, I forgot the other Dave's surname, but Dave, the other Dave, and Adam Berry, Real Toy Dude, they were there, so it was great to see those guys. They were running a stall. Then we had Aaron as well from Badger's Toys. He was there with his stall. We saw VTR Dave. I mean, he's, you know, he gets around any old VTR. He likes these toy fairs, so it was good to see him as always. And then we met up with Darren Robinson for the first time. What an absolute pleasure it was to meet you. And I can say I'm absolutely delighted that I've actually found someone within our little community that makes me look really tall. So yeah, really happy about that. Overall, it was a fantastic day. Really happy with the pickups. Anyhow, that is enough whiffle waffle from me. So if you are new to the channel, feel free to comment, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to let you know of more content. And as always, there will be more content. Very much appreciate you watching. Thank you. It does mean a lot. But I really, really do mean this when I say this. I very much appreciate your support, your friendship and your generosity. It does. It blows my mind. Thank you so much. Yeah, awesome stuff. Take care, stay safe, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye for now. Oh, and before I go, I just want to say this coming Wednesday, I'll be doing a video on the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So what I'm going to be doing is showing you all the bits that I'm going to be doing in the giveaway bundle and going through all the details and information that you need to partake in said giveaway. So yeah, laters.